so cute. Thank you. It's adorable. No, he's great. I'm not worried about him. Oh, just dropped my phone. I'm already like all set up from this morning. I just left my stuff. Went and got a bagel and came back. Yeah, you feel good? Ready with everything? It'll be fine. He's great. He knows his stuff. Yeah. Oh, how did last night go? I didn't get a chance to watch it. Hi. Yeah, good. Good last night? Good. Good, I'm so glad.
I have a couple that's going to get married, so they can.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, nice masks here.
I know, this is my favorite mask. I just need to get one that says Jack on it. Yeah, like this.
There you go.
Yeah, this is like the best one for singing. But I think I'm gonna order the F. These are the I should order like a pack. Do they come in a pack? Yeah, they come in a pack. I should order it. They do look really good.
Well, in my head is little expensive.
Right. And
It's
so
okay. I have a giant. My husband's giant also.
and so for me, like I have like this much space.
Yeah.
So it's not
Right. It doesn't like suck in.
right.
Some of the other masks I take a breath and then it's like. This one I can sing really well.
Taking a deep breath. Actually,
Yeah.
I would do that if you take it, but you know, it's like it depends.
And I like those colors because I have a lot of black, but like I wear a lot of bright colors, so they don't. Those are good colors. Oh, they're backwards.
Because the one is pink on the inside.
Oh,
Jeff's is
sweet. Oh, great. Reverse look. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I should order those. How are you feeling, Jack? You look very dapper. You feeling good? Good. You're excited? Great. You got all your stuff and you're ready to go. It's your birthday today? Oh my gosh. Did I know that? I didn't know that.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's great.
Which is a mitzvah, right?
Triple mitzvah. 13 times mitzvah.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Not to mention 3 times 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born 18.
Of March too? Nice. That's great.
A lot of 18 things. Or this was
It's so nice when your bar mitzvah, like your birthday ends up on Saturday. That's so rare. That's great.
Just like our Jen, a son.
Aww.
pretty awesome.
Do you guys have any questions on anything?
This will serve as our 2-minute warning, everyone. Hello, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's nice to see you. Everyone should get a prayer book, by the way. So take a second, go to the back of the room. There are prayer books back there. They say Mishkan Tefillah on them. Everyone should get a prayer book. They're back there. That's to help us with our service. They're blue and they're thin and they say Mishkan Tefillah on them. So now is a good time for us to grab them. So nice to see you all. If you got a book that says Torah on it, also good, but we'll need that later. Now you need a book called Mishkan Tefillah. You can get a Torah book also. We'll need Torah later. But we'll also need another book called Mishkan Tefillah, a thinner book. So you need a thick book and a thin book. You can get both if you want. Everyone got both books? We want to make it as challenging for you as possible to balance both books. So I'm just kidding. So there's a thin book and a thick book. And Mishkan Tefillah is the thin blue book, and everything is in Hebrew and English and transliteration. That's the Hebrew with English letters, so you can follow along with everything. And the service, and it goes from right to left. Or left to right, whatever. Then you'll realize it's not left to right, it's right to left. But yeah. So it should be great. You take one or two and keep passing, because at some point you're going to be throwing candy at the kid. Okay? So you can. All right, we're going to start.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is so nice to see everyone here.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for saying Shabbat Shalom back to me, Cantor Sarah. That was very nice of you.
We do this every week.
We do this every week. So now it's your turn to say Shabbat Shalom. Hey,
Shabbat
thank you.
Shalom.
Okay, everyone in YouTube land, you say Shabbat Shalom. 1, 2, 3.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, great. Okay, good. We heard them. That was awesome. Welcome to Congregation B'nai Israel. That is our associate Cantor Sarah Freudenberger right there. We're going to quiz you later if you can say Freudenberger.
You get extra candy if you can
Extra
say
candy
it.
if you can say Freudenberger
Yeah.
15 times fast with the candy in your mouth. Freudenberger. I'm Rabbi Keller. We are 2 of the 5 clergy here at Congregation B'nai Israel. We are thrilled to be celebrating Shabbat with you, and we are thrilled to be celebrating this young man becoming bar mitzvah, Jack. Bar mitzvah, birthday today, on this very day. Amazing. So excited to celebrate with you. All of you out in YouTube land, we want you to participate completely and fully in our service. So, you can do so even though you are far away or close by and not here with us in this room, you can still go to our website and get a virtual prayer book. So here's how you do it. You go to cbiboca.org, cbiboca.org. That's what our website is. Once you get there, on the top right corner it says worship. Hit worship. I wish my words were clear, but I'm wearing a mask. So it says worship. Once you hit worship, there's another button that says Shabbat or Shabbat services. Hit that. Then scroll down a little bit, and it says virtual prayer book, and then you can pray along and sing along and chant along and be part of our service completely and fully, so that this is not a spectator sport, but it is a service that we can all participate in together. So we are going to be going through our service, of course, and which is going to be led a lot by our bar mitzvah Jack. Isn't that right, sir? Yes, good, okay. He'll be chanting some Torah for us a little bit later. He'll be chanting some Haftorah for us. He'll be explaining to us a little bit about the Torah later. So somewhere in our third or fourth hour, we should be getting there to do that. At least you got that joke. That was good.
Same jokes.
Same jokes.
Every week.
Same jokes. And they, you know what? I think they get better. It's like a fine wine. I said fine. Did you get that? Fine. Did you get that? Did you get that? I'm
Amazing.
going to make a lot of fine jokes today.
So good.
I'm going to make a lot of fine jokes.
Get ready.
Fine. Get ready. Before we start, though, start officially, a bar mitzvah is missing a very important piece, and that is this moment we've been waiting for, which is to put a talit on him, because a talit can only be worn by a bar or bat mitzvah. So this is that moment. We're going to invite parents up to join us up here and present Jack with his talit. If you want to follow along, by the way, already in our Siddur, you can. This is all happening on page 72.
On this Shabbat, we rejoice in your coming of age and our tradition, as a symbol of your entrance as a responsible member into the adult Jewish community. It is our honor to present you with this talit. Our tradition teaches us to put tzitzis, fringes on the corners of garments, in every generation, as a reminder to observe all of God's commandments. Now, as a bar mitzvah, a child of the commandments, you are ready to make moral choices, to grow emotionally and intellectually, and to take responsibility for the mitzvot and your decisions. Be holy unto your God, bring blessing to our world, and may you bring the household of Israel the same pride and joy, nachas, that you bring to us.
Blessed are you. I don't know.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Talit is on, and so we can continue officially with our service, and that continuation continues on page 74.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Vani berov chastecha Kochecha be'yiratecha ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael.
We transition out of our morning section of our service and move into the transitional prayer that allows us to continue into the next part of our service, which is called Chatzi Kaddish, and that can be found on page 106.
Yitzkadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah ve'amad yivrach yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayedecho bet Yisrael b'gala u'vizman kariv v'imeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei amaya yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimeru amen.
Continue now with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. That's on page 108, and together we stand.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ov v'choshech oseh shalom uvoreh et hakol. Praise to you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. We transition from our Baruch Hu prayer, which we just did, into thanking God for making day and making night. And we also, of course, move on into this idea of love as we are going to continue just in a second with the Shema. But we like to enter the Shema with this sense of love in our hearts, and so we gather We ask God to gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your love and your great name, acknowledging you, declaring you one in love. Praise to you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. We continue Shema, page 114, 115.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue page 116.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha mikol livaha uvkol nafsheha uvkol meodeha v'hayu hadberim ha'ele asher anohi mishahayom alevaha v'shatanta levaneha v'nibarta bam v'shivarta v'veteha uvletha v'dereh uvshokteha uvkumeha uvshartam leo al yadeha v'hayu letotafo bein eleha uftavtam amezuzot beyoteha uvishareha leman tiskeru v'yastitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elohem ani Adonai Elohem asher hotzaiti otem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'ot lahem Elohim ani Adonai Elohem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
We move from this idea of love to our idea of redemption with our song of redemption, Mi Chamocha, which can be found on page 122.
Mi hamoha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamoha nidar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, o seifele, nora tehilot, o seifele.
Shira chadasha, shibachu geulim, leshimcha, al sefat hayam, yachad kulam odu ve'im lehu ve'amaru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Sur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, uftechinu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzevaot shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
And we continue now with the Amidah, page 124, and together we stand.
Adonai sefata tifta ufi agita hilateha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים באמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממיץ ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל.
Continue with the Kedusha, page 130.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts, and meditations. Whenever you are finished, please be seated. There's a beautiful thing about this Amidah prayer that we just did, and that is that the first, it varies on the number of parts. The Amidah prayer has lots of different blessings within it. On a regular weekday, which it is not because it's Shabbat, on a regular weekday there are actually, there are 19 parts to it. The first three and the last three never change. The middle ones are the ones that change. And that's true, by the way, of any Shabbat. So we're in Shabbat right now, or any time that we pray this prayer, weekday, Shabbat, the first three and the last three never change. I think there's a reason for that, because part of the last three is an acknowledgement and an appreciation for what we have and how thankful we are. And so we thought, what better way to make that thankful connection than to have Edith join us up here and to share these beautiful words of appreciation, acknowledgement, and thanks. for us. So if you want to read along, she's on page 138 in your book, in that paragraph that says "We acknowledge." Just make sure to turn on that microphone. Okay.
We acknowledge with thanks that you, Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. We are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you. Excuse me, I have to take a breath. For our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end. O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails. We forever put our hope in you.
Amen. Thank you. And to transition us out of our Amidah and into our Torah service, we have some lovely connective music from Cantor Sarah.
Oseh shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh 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 shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
With those words of peace, we continue now with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for reading the Torah. We're going to take a big jump in our pages now and go to page 244.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'en kemasecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Please stand.
Avarachamim heitiv avirtzoncha et Zion, tibnei chomot Yerushalayim, tibnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki v'chol levad batachnu, melech aram v'nisa, Adon olamim.
246.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, u'devar Adonai mirushalayim.
248.
Baruch shenatan Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. Shema Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu l'Adonai iti, u'neramema Shemo yachdav.
That was a good one. That was good. That was really good. Please be seated. So before we get to hear some Torah chanting from our bar mitzvah, our bar mitzvah wants to maybe talk to us about what's going on in the Torah portion. Maybe we can get some insight into what the Hebrew is saying, not only directly about the text, like a translation and an idea, but also his own thoughts and how it connects to him and to our modern day here in 2021. So, what you're going to hear from the bar mitzvah, from the birthday boy, from Jack, is you're going to hear some fabulous words. When he's done, you're going to think, wow, that was fabulous. I want to applaud, because that's what happens when you think things are awesome. But we're not at a show, so in lieu of applause, because he's going to be great, you're going to just give him a big hand. We can practice. Great. All right, good job. All right, Jack, you're going to share some words of Torah slowly, please. Take your time. No one's in a rush. Right by the microphone's close to your mouth, right? It's really close, it's on. Okay. And take your time, enjoy.
I would like to start by personally thanking everyone who took the time out of their day to witness me becoming a bar mitzvah, especially in this trying time of COVID-19. Whether you're sitting here right in front of me or you're watching online from near or far, words can't describe how thankful I am for your love and support. The Torah portion this week, Ki Tisa, takes place a couple of months after the Israelites escaped Pharaoh from Egypt. The Israelites were camped near Mount Sinai. Moses was told by God to go up to the peak of Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments. Moses told the Israelites that he would go up the mountain as God directed him and for the Israelites to wait. Moses was gone for 40 days and nights. The Israelites, growing impatient and thinking that Moses was dead, requested that Aaron make a golden calf for them to worship. Aaron reluctantly agreed and made the golden calf. Then God told Moses what was happening at the camp, and God threatened to destroy the Israelites. But Moses pleaded for God not to destroy them. When Moses saw the Israelites worshiping the calf, he took the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments and used them to destroy the golden calf. After he did that, he severely punished the Israelites who made and worshipped the calf. Moses then went back up the mountain, and then, after another 40 days and nights, Moses came down with the new 10 Commandments as we know today. The theme of the Torah portion that really resonates with me is the aspect of patience. Especially with the current pandemic, having patience has never been more important. Now, I'm a big fan of sayings and analogies, and the situation we are going through is an analogy of what my Torah portion means to me in patience and not losing faith. You see, it has been roughly a year since COVID-19 officially became a pandemic. At times, it has been a demoralizing, hopeless, and even tragic time for pretty much everyone, whether here physically or online. I know that can be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we have to not give up, keep looking for the light, even if it means struggling and tumbling through the dark, and not losing faith in each other and ourselves. I'm also a big fan of helping people, which is why for my Mitzvah project, I'm raising money for our community and the environment. For community, I decided to support Family Promise, an organization that helps empower families in making their transition from experiencing homelessness to sustainable independence. We are purchasing and delivering requested items that they need. We are also collecting and purchasing food and other items for the Free Little Pantry, a pantry box full of non-perishable goods for the members of our community who are in need of food. For my love of the ocean and marine biology, we are making a financial donation to the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center that supports coastal and marine environments. Our favorite part of Gumbo Limbo is the sea turtle conservation mission. They rescue, rehabilitate, and release sick and injured sea turtles. They also release more than 9,000 stranded sea turtle hatchlings each nesting season. Due to COVID-19, we have been unable to go to Gumbo Limbo as they are closed to the public, so, to do our part, we have walked the beaches picking up trash, most of it plastic that marine animals consume, which causes them to be very sick. I am excited to share that as of this morning, we have raised $1,400. We are so grateful and thankful to all of our friends and family who made a donation so that the community and environment will benefit. I'd like to personally thank a lot of people today. First, I'd like to thank my parents. Words can't describe how thankful I am for them, whether taking care of me or their wise words and guidance. They've helped me shape the person I am today. Thank you for helping me be the best person I can be. You have given me love, support, and comfort in times where I just wanted to give up. Thank you for the countless amount of time and effort you have sacrificed to make me happy or help me, even if it puts your needs after mine. Second, I'd like to thank all of my friends for supporting me through all of what I go through and never failing to make me laugh, smile, or even just feel better. Third, I would like to thank my tutor, Neil, for putting in countless hours to make sure this service can be the best it can be. Next, I'd like to thank Rabbi Keller and Tantor Sarah for making this bar mitzvah service possible. Then, I'd like to thank my grandparents, Gram, Bubby, and Poppy. You have been like second parents to me. I cannot thank you enough for that. I'd also like to say how much I miss my grandpa, Steve. I know you are with me today, cheering me on. Finally, last but not least, I want to thank all of you watching and celebrating me becoming a bar mitzvah. Your support means the world to me. Shabbat Shalom.
Jack, that was so good. That was so good. The rhythm was great. You were nice and clear. I love the message. Mighty fine. I was waiting. Oh, there are others coming. Don't worry. That one was my favorite, by the way. I was like, please don't do it. Please stop. So now you get a sense of what the Torah portion is talking about, and now we should hear a little Torah. What do you think? Yeah. All right, Jack, so now you have to do the maneuvering all around with that stuff, okay? So you move the mic and the Torah close to the center, you know, all that stuff, okay? To the other side. So we're going to be inviting a bunch of people to join us up here, close to the Torah. Each section of the reading of the Torah is called an aliyah. Aliyah in Hebrew means to ascend or go up, and so it's not just physically. You can keep moving the whole scroll over to the right, not just move the whole thing over, or you do it that way. Whatever. Here comes Sarah. There you go. Okay, so each section each section of Torah is called an aliyah, and so preceding and following each section, we're going to invite people up to join us. The Torah itself has no marking for punctuation at all, including the trope. The trope are the little markings that give it tune, and the Torah itself has none of that, but Jack is going to be chanting the Torah as if there is punctuation and the trope. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yeah.
Yep, because he has been practicing, and he's going to be chanting it just like that. You can follow along, by the way, if you want. If you have the Torah book now, not the prayer book, if you have the Torah book, I believe it's on 594. Am I right, Cantor? Yes, it's on 594 in your Torah book. Now you have to balance two different books now. So if you want to follow along in the prayer book, it's 250. That's the prayer book. In the Torah book, it's 594. That's where we're going to be following along with the chanting from said bar mitzvah, Jack, birthday boy. So for the honor of the first aliyah, which I think is a long distance aliyah, am I correct? We're inviting Estelle and Jay to join us via the phone and the microphone. Yamdu Esther Chaika Bat Zaisolvat Ve Yaakov Meir ben Aryeh Leib Torah.
Okay, you ready? Okay, go ahead.
No, he's talking.
You're on a delay. It's time. You're on a delay. It's time.
There's a delay.
Yep.
Oh, they're watching on the thing? Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, yeah.
And she just hung up again.
Okay. That's your mother who hung up on you?
Yeah.
Great, okay. Perfect. Great.
Technology in the COVID world.
It's fine, it's totally fine.
No hurry.
It's totally good. There's no rush.
6 times.
We're good.
No rush.
Okay, you ready? Okay, your name's already been called. It's now time to start.
She hung up again?
I think she's getting very confused with the timing of
Did
what
you say
she's
something
seeing
mean to
in the
her?
phone call.
It's okay because by now it's probably.
It should
caught
catch,
up.
right. Perfect. She's gonna come on and say, I just heard our names. Boom.
I just saw us that we're supposed to go up. Maybe lead with don't hang up.
Now there's no answer.
No, all right. Jack, I want you to take this in so that you can tell, God willing, your grandchildren that you became a bar mitzvah in the middle of COVID and you had to be doing this and this weirdness. So you should.
Should I do it on their behalf?
Well, you can try it again. Try it again. Try it again. It's fine.
8th time's the charm.
It's fine.
Okay, don't hang up. It just hung up again. I don't understand what's going on.
Is she pressing the wrong button, you think?
Maybe it's me.
All right, Tammy, you try.
I can cut this out later also.
This part?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
cut this part out later. For your.
Thank you.
That's also the beauty of this.
Don't hang up. Are you ready to do the prayer? Just do the prayer.
We've been doing it.
All right, ready? Start over. Here we go.
Baruch hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Vaed.
Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer hinei anohi koreit berit neget kolam ha'eseh niflao asher lo nivra'u v'hol ha'aret uv'hol hagoyim v'rachol ha'am asher ata v'kirvo et maseh Adonai ki norahu asher anohi yoseima Shemo leha asher anohi mistav hayom hineni goresh mi paneha et ha'emori v'haknani v'hakiti v'haprizi v'hakivi v'hayavusi hashomer leha pentitro berit leoshe ha'aret asher ata ba'eleha Haniyelam bekir beha et mit mahotan titotun va'et matzevotan tishaberu va'et ashera titrotun.
All right, now the after blessing.
All right, let's try one more time.
lecholam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. L'chayol lo motal v'kotenu. Baruch atah Adonai. Noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yay.
Love you guys.
11th time's the charm.
Just say, because you're up. Yes.
Yep.
For the honor of the second Aliyah.
For the honor of the second Aliyah, live here in our sanctuary, parents Tammy and Jeff, Ya'amdu Navabat Avraham Vesara Ve Moshe Ruven Ben Yaakov Meir Dalila Torah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bakar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Ki lo tishtahaver la'elaher, ki Adonai kana shemo el kanahu. Pentithro beri le'oshay ha'ar, v'zanu ahari Elohim. V'kirach le'Elohim, v'kirach leha, v'lak hatamim ziho, v'lak hatamim notav, levaneha, v'zanu v'notav, ahari Elohim. And he's new at paneha, ahari Elohim, Elohim aseha, lo tasivlach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And for the honor of the third Aliyah, our bar mitzvah, Aryeh Matan ben Moshe Ruven Venava ha-bar mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mechol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Et Hag HaMatzot Tishmor Shivat Yamim Toha Matzot Asher Tiviti HaLemoed Adesh HaAviv Ki Behodesh HaAviv Yatzata Mitzrayim Kol Paterem Li Bechol Miknehati Zahar Peter Shor Vaseh Ufeter Hamor Tipdev Esevim Lo Tipdev Arafto Kol Bahor Baneha Tipdev Lo Reyanu Fanai Rekam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam nata b'Eloheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Shukach. That is some good Torah reading, buddy. Well done. Well done. So you can close that Torah if you want. You can move that thing out of the way and close the Torah.
Put the cover back on.
You put the cover back on. While you're doing that, we are going to think of those in our community who are in need of healing, of physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. If there is a name of someone you are thinking of in the room and you wish to share that name with us, please share that name now. And for those of you in our YouTube feed, if you would like to add any names, please do so in our chat. Our blessing for healing, Mishaberach, can be found on page 253 in the prayer book.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha
of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We are going to continue now with the chanting of Haftarah, of Haftorah. The Haftorah blessing comes from the Book of Prophets. So the Torah comes, of course, from Torah, but the Haftarah comes from the Book of Prophets. And every Torah portion is matched up with a Haftorah, but this week is a special one. It's a special matchup. So the Torah portion matched like it was supposed to, but the Haftorah is a little different because it's called Parashat Parah. It's the story of the golden calf and of something called the red heifer, actually, a weird red cow in our text, believe it or not, is this week's Torah portion. And it is also in the series that's heading towards Passover, because we are not that far from Passover. So if you want to follow along with the Haftarah reading, that's in the big book again, if you want to, the big Torah book. It's on page 1455 in that big Torah book, if you want to follow along with that one. 1455. If you want to follow along with the blessings for the Haftorah, they're on page 254. I got a lot of pages for you. 254 in the prayer book, 254 in the prayer book, 1455 in the big book. 254 in the prayer book, 1455 in the big Torah book, if you want to follow along with all of that. And now we continue with Haftarah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bahar mimim tovim v'ratzav v'divrehem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai aboher b'torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'Nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Lahed amor l'mein Yisrael ko amor Adonai Elohim lo lema'anhem ani yosei beit Yisrael ki Moshe kochi asher hilaltem bagoyim asher batem sham v'kidashim et shemi hagadol hamkol bagoyim asher hilaltem betoham ve'anu hagoyim ke'ani Adonai ne'um Adonai Elohim v'hid Hashem vehem le'eneihem v'laknati etem mihagoyim v'hibad tzedethem v'chol harato v'hiti etem el admathem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sor kol ha'olamim sadik mehol hadaro ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber umkaim shechol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah v'ha'avodah v'ha'nevi'im v'ha'amyam shabbat hazeh shenatatan lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'kedusha v'lemenuha l'chayot ultifaret al hakol Bo Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim la umvarhim ota yitbarach shimha v'fi kol hai tamid le'olam va'ed barak ata Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu, simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu, simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu. Yehelanu, 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 Ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu, simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu, simen tavu, mazel tavu, mazel tavu, simen tavu. Yehelanu.
Woo!
It's like,
Good thing you got
this
that
is hard
protective-
candy. This is hard candy. This is not soft candy.
It's a good thing we're not throwing like jawbreakers or something at the, and you have that protective chamber you're in, which is good. That is good. Woo. That looks good too. Some of you threw your chocolate. This is I didn't throw my chocolate. There's no way I'm throwing my chocolate.
I'm keeping my Starburst.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah. I threw the Starburst. I'm not throwing the chocolate. So, yeah. Some of you might want it. I don't know. I might get it later. All right. Okay. All right. Jack, well done, sir. Very, very well done. Beautiful. We're gonna continue now, and we're gonna end our Torah service. So we're on page 256. You can put the Torah book away, the big book. You are done with the Torah book. So we are done with that for the afternoon. We continue in the other book, in the blue book, and that's on page 256. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai ki nisgav shemo levado.
Hodo haleretz v'shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Ki lekach tov natati lachem Torati al ta'azovu Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar deracheha darchenom v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh, Chadesh yameinu, Chadesh yameinu kekedem.
Jack, I think probably your parents want to talk to you, is my guess. They probably want to say something nice about you, is my guess. They like you. They probably want to say a couple of things. So they're going to come up here and share some words with you.
Jack, there are so many things a parent thinks about at such a momentous occasion such as this. On this special day, your bar mitzvah and your 13th birthday, I would like you to feel all the love and support from your family, your friends, the CBI family, and from God. Whether here in this room, on a Zoom call, or via YouTube, or even from heaven, you have a community of people who love and care for you, who want to see you happy and for your every dream to come true. On your journey of becoming a bar mitzvah, I've witnessed your joy, your frustrations, your excitement, your impatience, and your doubts. I've also watched you take on new challenges, meet deadlines, overcome obstacles, and turn said obstacles into opportunities to learn about yourself. I'm so proud of the dedication and hard work you've put towards this journey. I'm so grateful that I have a son who, at his very core, is a good person with a gracious heart and a beautiful spirit. Your compassion for people, the environment, and animals is a blessing to the world. I always tell you that it is important for us to do loving and giving acts to keep the world balanced. Kindness does matter, and it is your responsibility as a bar mitzvah and a Jew to continue your journey, learning, loving, and giving. And when challenges arise, or you feel lost or alone, you have an entire community to support you and to lift you. So, my sweet Milo, a few last words. Congratulations on your bar mitzvah. Happy 13th birthday. And most of all, remember that you're loved always and forever, and that you'll always be the brightest star in my night sky.
Okay. As Jack and most people here and listening and watching know, I do a lot of public speaking for a living, and I've developed a habit over the last couple of years where I tend to change speeches on the fly based upon what happened. And last night I was unable to sleep thinking about what was going to be and excited, and I tried watching Texas Metal, but it wasn't a distraction. Shout out to some of our people from Houston. And what I found was just an overwhelming desire to write down a couple notes and really just go where my heart led me. So I have what was going to be the speech that I will give to you to read later, but this came at about 1:30 in the morning from the heart. So, first things first, I just want to say for all the people that wanted to be here that couldn't be here because of COVID, because of, just all of the details surrounding it. Bubby and Poppy, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, near and far. This would have been one raucous celebration with a whole lot of people, and it will be once it's smart to do it. But to the people that are here and that did sacrifice to be here, you will never know how much it means. You are truly making a special occasion as special as it can be. You mentioned Grandpa Steve, and I would like to as well. Those that know, and you certainly do, Grandpa Steve and I used to talk, and we used to talk a lot. And he was always so proud of you, how smart you were, your curiosity, how hard you worked, and he always had questions about your bar mitzvah. And I know while we're here and people are at home, and everyone near and far has a great view, I just believe he has the best of them all, and he is here, and he loves you, and he is super, super proud of you. And keeping with the focus of grandfathers, I just had something that I couldn't get out of my head starting last night. It was something that your poppy, my father, told me since I was a kid. He said, you've got a good head on your shoulders, you care about people, and you're driven to do what's right and driven to work hard in order to do it. And as long as that's a thing, you will be okay. And I believe that about you since probably around nursery school. But seeing this process and seeing you, and as Mom talked about the doubts that you had and the frustrations you have and overcoming them, I only hope that you can see what we can see. And Poppy's listening now. He probably has no idea how much that's impacted my life and how many times I thought about that when I was going into a bigger situation. And this is a situation, as we've talked about, in my opinion, how you become a man. You're doing manly things, and you showed everybody here today how amazingly you can do them, and it really is something. And when I think back to you and I, buddy, no surprise to people who know us, I think of sports. We're a sports playing, loving, rooting, cheering, debating household. And it was no surprise that you started playing sports when you were 5 years old. And it was Amherst soccer, and I went to sign you up, and there was a question on there, and it said, do you want to coach? And I checked yes. And for 6 straight years and 3 seasons per year, you played on a team, and I coached that team. And I did a little bit of math. If we had 20 games per season and 25 practices per season, I have coached you in games and practices approximately 810 times. Okay? And here's the amazing part. You weren't perfect, and you made mistakes. But I became a better coach because you were such an amazing player. Our teams played better because you were such an amazing teammate. Our teams communicated better. Parents communicated better with kids, a large part because of the example that you led. You always picked a team up. You always picked up somebody when they were down. And literally starting when Mom and I went to your first kindergarten and preschool teacher conferences, your teachers commented on how you were the one to always help people when they needed it without ever being asked. And going back to sports, I have 2 stories that come to mind, and they both happen to take place within a mile or 2 from this Bema. And we played a lot of sports in New York, so the odds are pretty small. They both were baseball. And one of them involved the game that we were winning. We had 3 pitchers who had been used who were expected to pitch. I was the coach. It was the last inning. I believe we were up 2 runs. And our 3rd pitcher who was supposed to pitch was running into trouble. I took a deep breath. Jack had only been pitching for a year and a half, and I said, he's got this, although his mother may kill me if this doesn't go well. And I go jogging out to the field, and I said, Jack, come on, let's go to the mound. You got the ball. I said, how do you feel? He says, I feel okay. He took a couple warm-up pitches, and I said, how do you feel now? He said, like I just swallowed my baseball glove. And I said, that's totally normal. Just take a breath and go to work. And no matter what you do, the fact that you're in this moment and doing what you can in order to do it, you have won. And I'm happy and proud, both as a father and a coach, to tell you that Jack struck out 2, got a ground ball to end the game, and didn't give up a run in the process. But the moral of the story, feeling like you swallowed a glove, settling yourself, figuring out what you needed to do, and giving yourself a chance to succeed, just like this, is the name of the game. And the last story that I think of, again, right across, almost across the street at Don Estridge, I was coaching third, you were coming around, I waved you home, the ball came to the plate at the same time as you and the pitcher who was covering the plate. You happened to hit the pitcher like Ray Lewis or Lawrence Taylor would have in their prime. He went flying, the ball went flying, you went flying, and you landed smack on top of home plate. I came running in from third base as the opposing coach came running in to talk to the other, and I said, are you okay? And you didn't answer, and you said, was I safe? And I said, you were. And you said, is he okay? And I've never forgotten that moment. In the most competitive, most hardworking moment, you were worried about others that are around you. And that really is the moral of the story, buddy. Things aren't always going to work out. You have the ability, you have the talent, you have the drive. Keep being you. Know we, they, and everybody are here to support you. And we are truly proud, beyond words. We love you beyond words. And I will tell you what I've told you since you were a little kid, and I'm going to keep on telling you. You really are the best dude I know, and I love you.
I like being a rabbi. Get to hear and connect to these things. I made a good choice. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute, but before that, we have gifts for you on behalf of the congregation. You like gifts? Yeah, everyone likes gifts. So right underneath there, right underneath you, there should be a book and 2 gifts. Book, 2 gifts. All right. You get to pick where you want to start, whatever you want to open up first. All right, go ahead. Nice, a Kiddush cup. Excellent. So now you get a Kiddush cup that you can use on Shabbat for holidays. A lot of people who I've officiated for or connected with who had a wedding also all talked about how they used their Kiddush cup from their bar bat mitzvah for their weddings. So we got some time for that, but you hold on to that and use it in a lot of good health. All right, next. What'd you get? What's it called? Nice. What else? Is there anything else? Nice. Eat my Schwartz. There we go. So you should know that the Kiddush cup is from our sisterhood of the congregation. The book is from the brotherhood. And then you got a book from the congregation. Open up and just look at the inside cover. What does it say? Well, on the mic, tell us what it says.
Turn it and turn it, for everything is in it. Talmud, a vote 5-2. Presented to Jack Fine on the occasion of his bar mitzvah, March 6, 2021, 22 Adar 5781, by Congregation B'nai Israel, Boca Raton, Florida.
Woo!
Whoop.
There you go. So those are there you go. Those are your gifts on behalf of the congregation. We are honored to share them with you. And so now I get to talk to you for a second, and I gotta say that like I said, I feel really lucky to be a rabbi because I get to connect with families, and I get to share in these beautiful moments. And so there's something about you, buddy, that just creates this kindness and warmth whenever you're around. It's just people just feel good when you're around. It's a thing that you can't teach. It's a thing that's just within you. It comes from your parents. I mean, if people know your parents, it's the same thing. Like when you're around your parents, they're just kind. We even saw it in our conversations on Zoom with you guys. Like you can exude kindness and love and warmth and care through a screen than in person. Come on, like 10 times more. So you have that innate ability to do that. With that gift, by the way, comes your opportunity to share that gift with others. So just like this beautiful story that we heard. But now is the tough part, because now as a bar mitzvah, you get to carry on the Jewish stuff kind of as a leader on your own. Up until now, your parents have been they've been pushing you along. They're still going to. I imagine they'll still let you back in the house after this, even though you're an adult. Yeah, right. No, you'll have to pay religious taxes. That's what I'm saying. They were paying them for you. Now you have to pay religious taxes. Oh, this is a good idea. We should think of religious taxes. I'm liking this idea. Thank you very much, Jack. You gave us an idea. Yeah. So yes, thank you. Now they no longer have to pay religious taxes. How lucky for them. You have to pay them. That tax, by the way, that now means that you have to obligate yourself to do Jewish things. And we're not going to let that slide, because when someone who is this connected and this warm and this caring shows up in our midst, chants Torah beautifully, haftarah, connects to the text, does it with a smile and with an excitement, then you're in trouble, because we're going to find you and make you do stuff. So that's happening. So, sorry. Lastly, the Torah portion is very interesting. There's a lot going on. You talked about the golden calf, and there are a lot of other pieces. There's one little spot in the Torah portion that we didn't really talk about that much in our conversations, and that's that it talks about Shabbat, actually. The Torah portion talks about how important Shabbat is, which is interesting because it's Shabbat right now, right? But what's interesting that it says about Shabbat is that it reminds us that we have to do Shabbat. So we live in America, And so if you walk outside and get in your car right now, you'll notice people aren't necessarily doing Shabbat. No one's going to know when you leave here what just happened in this space. We made this space holy and special. You're going to get back in your car, you're going to turn back onto Yamato, and the car next to you is not going to guess what happened to you and your family in this space. Something magnificent happened here today, right? That you're going to, God willing, remember forever and ever and ever and ever, right? So it's the same thing as about Shabbat. Shabbat only happens when we make it special and we sanctify it. Otherwise, it's just Saturday. It's just another day of the week. It's just whatever. So it's what we do that makes stuff holy, right? Just like today. It's Shabbat. It's a celebration of your birthday and the celebration of you becoming a bar mitzvah for us right now. For the people outside of this world who don't know you, who aren't on the YouTube, who don't know you, insignificant. But for us, it's significant. So what does Shabbat teach us in your Torah portion, I think, is you now have to make things and spaces and ideas and moments and holidays holy. You have to do that. You have to create that holiness. You have to create that sanctity. You have to create that connection. And it's a hard job. But your mom said something beautiful, and she said that, well, both your parents said something beautiful, but your mom particularly said this one thing that I thought, because I knew I was going to talk to you about this, is she said, you kind of have your backing of your community. You have your backing of your parents. You have the backing of your grandparents. You have the backing of your friends, of your family. But you have the backing of us too. We're here. So if and when you need help in developing this sanctity, that you're going to have to develop now on your own, we're here to help to build it. It's really hard. It's hard to take something mundane. You know the word mundane? It's a hard word, like just regular, and make it special and holy. It's hard to do that. The only way to do that, by the way, is for you to feel something and for the people around you to make it special. Just like your birthday. If people don't know it's your birthday today, they're not going to care. But the people who care that it's your birthday today are going to think like, oh, we got to make it special. We got to get a cake. Is there a cake? Okay, good. Okay, there's going to be a cake. Knowing your mother, there are 5 cakes. They're organized. They're color-coded. They're organized. They have special detail on them. There's like some kind of an organizational system. She had them in a file. It's probably all fits together. Is it there? It's probably all there. It's all written down in the stuff. If anything, it's completely organized. Yeah. So I thought that Sarah was organized, and she is, by the way. But I don't know, Tammy. You might win. So we're here to help you, buddy, if you need it. I'm not sure you need a ton of it, but if you need it, we're here. And we look forward to helping and sharing and being in the presence with you as we get to develop holy moments together. Many, many, many celebratory holy moments together. And if it's cool with you, then Ken or Sarah and myself want to share a little blessing with you, speaking of holy moments. This is a blessing, by the way, that probably was said at your baby naming. We're going to do it now at your bar mitzvah. You get to hear it at various parts of your life. It's definitely going to be said under the chuppah of your wedding. Definitely. God willing, you have a kid, it'll be said there. But this is a very holy blessing that comes right from the Torah for us to celebrate and for us to sanctify this moment with you.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's presence be with you all the days of your life and grant you peace, as together we all say, Amen. We are going to begin to conclude our service on this afternoon. Aleinu can be found on page 282 in your prayer books, and together we stand.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkinu kahem, vegoralinu kecho hamonam, vanachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We transition our thoughts now to Kaddish Yatom, to Mourners Kaddish. We think of those in our community who are in a period of Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period. Bernice Maslin, Sidney Cutler, Sherry Mae Wagner, Al Smith, Shlomo Meyerson, Alfred Jacobson, and our yahrzeits that occur for us this week. Flo Abrams, Myron Bax, Helen Barron, Eric Barr, Paul Berman, Mary Bernstein, Arthur Bow, Meyer Dreher, Ella Friedman, Carol Gelman, Sidney Gershon, Helen Greenberg, Jacob Greenberg, Fred Hoffer, Alan Howard, Arnold Cantor, Alice Kaplan, Rebecca Koplowitz, Ronald Kirstein, Shirley Metz, Nathan Newman, Max Porent, Hilda Novick, Albert Paul, Barbara Ramsey, Harapaport, Paula Rosen, Rika Shames, Alan Schneider, Louis Siegel, David Silverstein, Rory Spindler, Rana Springer, Paulette Turner, Jack Troy, Edith Wald, Philip Wall, Sylvia Weiner. To those names, we had any name that you guys would like to add here in our sanctuary. And for those in our on our YouTube stream, if there's a name you'd like to add, please add their name at this time as well. Mourners Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'kadash merabah v'almad ivrach eruteh v'amlich malchuteh b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaydechol beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman karev v'yemru amen. Yehesh merabah mevorach leolam olmei olmaya יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו נעלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, as together we say, Amen. We conclude our service with, I'm going to guess, Ein Keloheinu. What? 322 is where we conclude. 322.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chemalkeinu, Mi Chemoshienu, Nodal Eloheinu, Nodal Adonenu, Nodele Malkeinu, Nodele Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Adonai Oz Lamoiten, Adonai Baruch Adamam Shalom, who God who gives strength unto our people, continue to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov.